look at this sunset. Beautiful sunset here in over the Great Salt Lake yesterday. This was sent in by Scott Taylor. Not only is it a beautiful sunset with gorgeous sun setting below the horizon there over the water, but if you notice that orange tint to the sky there, that's some of that smoke and haze that we have out there across the area yesterday evening. You can see another shot of that coming in from Ogden there. Again, there's your sun about to set, but notice highlighting a lot of that haze and smoke and even a little dust that was kicked up with that breeze that's out there as well coming in off of the south and west. Here's the reason why we're seeing that. The big blue H, high pressure, typically our weather friend, but of course when you get this flow where it's stuck just to our east, you get that southerly return. Now sometimes this can be helpful because it can actually draw up some moisture. We are approaching monsoon season, but we're not there yet. So therefore, it's not tapping in any moisture, so it's just pulling up the wind from there. And that is actually tapping into a little smoke and haze that we've seen. Now, we've been watching this fire down here in France Canyon here where we've had over 1,500 acres burn. And you can see that just south of the Panguitch area there, right around Bryce Canyon. Again, the flow is from the southwest to the north and east. So we're seeing that smoke right now more highlighted just east of Panguitch, just to the north of Escalante there. But I do expect with that flow out of the south and west for this to get expanded off to the north and east a little bit more. So we've had some of this smoke reach as far north as the northern half of the state earlier today, but that batch of smoke and haze is now pushed off towards the north and east. Still a little bit left over from Vernal over into northwestern Colorado, but a lot of that has pushed into Colorado now. So as we look at your future smoke forecast here, there's your fire there. Now watch that smoke plume again this afternoon with that southwesterly flow sending some of that smoke up towards Escalante, over towards Hanksville, and eventually raking its way over towards Moab and Vernal again as it makes its way into Colorado. So this doesn't mean that the smoke will just be here. This is where the concentration of the smoke will be, but this will likely get sent in some form or fashion all the way across northern Utah. In fact, here in Salt Lake County, we have that moderate air quality right now, but notice it goes into the code orange over the weekend, unhealthy for sensitive groups. So if you suffer from respiratory illnesses, yeah, just keep in mind that could be affecting you outside. 89 degrees with that sunshine. We'll call it hazy sunshine out there for us. Everybody warming up into the 80s and even some low 90s. We'll be in the mid-90s along the Wasatch Front this afternoon. Triple-digit heat expected across southwest Utah, and that's going to be the story. The ring of fire pattern means it stays hot through your Father's Day weekend, also dry. A little milder weather for your Tuesday, but then a stronger ridge of high pressure brings hotter conditions for the middle of the week. So your Father's Day weekend along the Wasatch Front, mid to upper 90s for highs, sunshine, hot conditions. St. George, 103 to 104. Yikes, it's going to be hot, folks. If you're going to the Mighty Five, here you go. Looking at some hot conditions, but also some dry conditions. All of our course across the parks there across the south. But just keep in mind that critical fire danger, those warm temperatures, low humidity levels, dry vegetation, and gusty southwesterly winds will lead to that elevated risk of seeing those fires start and spread quickly. So be careful out there. St. George, triple-digit heat. Yeah, I'll tell you what, starting on your Friday the 13th, is that an omen? Well, there you go. It stays that way all the way into next week. The Wasatch Front, we've got mid to upper 90s through the weekend with dry conditions, and then we cool it down to 90. Hey, that's a cool down by Tuesday before we're back up to 98 by the end of the week, guys.